In this video, I'm going to talk about the science of creating a relationship, whether it's marriage, getting a partner, romantic relationships, whatever you want to call it. But basically being with that special one, right? There's a science behind it. So if you're single and searching, or you're single but not searching, that's somehow trending today. People say they are single but they are not searching. Especially the ladies. You guys do this a lot. They'll say they're not searching, but they're looking for something in a man. And they're not searching. Any lady in the house? Hello. If you're open to receiving what I'm going to share with you in this video, by the end of this video, you will not be the same person. That's a bold statement, but it's also a fact. Because I'm going to share with you the mechanics behind creating a relationship. There's a science, there's a physics to it. Now, first of all, before I get into relationship proper, if you've been following me, if this is not your first time, you know that I always talk about creating and manifesting your desires. I talk about the neuroscience and the biology of change, incorporating concepts in quantum physics, psychoneuroimmunology, and neuroendocrinology. Now, all these sciences point to the potential in humanity, showing that you and I are powerful beings. We can create our reality exactly the way we want it. If you are not experiencing your desired reality, you are simply not on the frequency where your desire is at, because you create or manifest according to the frequency you are on. You are a powerful being. You're not just flesh and blood. And this is not a motivation. This is a scientific fact. The law of physics states that you cannot experience that which you are not first a vibrational match to, which means everything you are experiencing in your physical life, everything, nothing is excluded, everything you are experiencing right now in your life is a manifestation of your creation. Whatever you are experiencing now is a manifestation of your frequency, of your state of being. Your state of being is made up of how you think and how you feel. If you add one more ingredient to this, which is your action or behavior, you get your personality. In other words, your personality is made up of how you think, how you act, and how you feel. This is your broadcast. This is what you're feeding into your personal field, which is the quantum field. This is what the executioner of the laws, which is the universe, reads, from which your physical reality is generated. So remember this. This is important. Your life is a reflection of who you are, not what you want. You don't get what you want. You get exactly who you are. So this applies directly. In fact, even much more evident in the people that currently exist in your life. Check everybody in your life. Now, whether you like them or not, it is your frequency that kept them there. That is why some people disappear in your life if you change. That's why there are some relationships that no matter how you try, you cannot be as close as you were before. And maybe you don't know why. It's because you changed. Because when you change, your life begins to shift. This applies to your relationships. If you are living in lack of the special one, you're searching and you're single, or you're single, but you're saying you're not searching, but you're inwardly looking for certain traits in certain men or women. You have suitors or you're suiting others, but you're picking certain things because you have a certain taste, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you are still looking for certain things. That is the state you are. You're still living in lack. I'm emphasizing this because I don't want you to misunderstand me and say, okay, does it mean I shouldn't have a standard? Does it mean I should just marry or date the first man or the first woman that come my way? That's not what I'm saying. Of course, don't do that, but that's not the point of this video. What I'm teaching you here is how to differentiate between a state of lack and a state of having. Don't forget this. Your state of being is what creates your physical reality. It's not the other way around. So if you're in a state of lack, this is what I want here, but this is what I'm seeing. It's not what I want. You're noticing the lack of what you want. You're broadcasting into the field that you don't have it. And that is what is going to keep creating the lack. Either you remain single or you get frustrated along the way, get hooked up with someone who's not what you want. So the scientific verdict is this. Whether you're saying you're single and searching, or you're saying you're single but not searching, but as long as you're looking for certain traits in certain people, because you think you haven't found what you're looking for, that is the state of lack. And that lack is going to create more lack. Whether you keep remaining single, or at the end of the day, you get frustrated and run into someone who is not also what you want, because you cannot experience that which you are not first a vibrational match to. which means you can only experience that which you are first a vibrational match to. In other words, it's not the experience first. The experience does not precede the signal or the vibration. The vibrational match is the signal that creates the experience. That is why nothing changes in your life until you change first. If you exit the state of looking for certain traits in people, in telling yourself, I need a certain person. I haven't found that person, and I'm going to wait until I find that person. That is not bad. You're being careful, but that's not what is going to create the reality, because you're still waiting. And when you're waiting, you're not creating your desired reality. Waiting is telling the universe, telling the field, the quantum field, I don't have what I want yet. Even though you mean well, what is your present state of being? That's the question you should be asking. So even though you're waiting, but that's not a prerequisite for getting that special person. It's not about how good you are. It's not about how careful you are. It's not about how cautious you are or want to be. Those things matter less or not at all in creation. What matters is your state of being. Your state of being is the signal that creates your physical experiences. That's it. This means then that you must first of all change from that state. Become the prize you want to gain. Become the very person you want to attract in your life. Become that person. What is the state that represents the exact state you would be if that person is in your life now? That's the fundamental question. You must become that state first. What do you change? You change your personality. The way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. That's what to change. Stop saying, I am single and searching. And stop deceiving yourself, I am not searching. But inwardly, you're still looking for certain things in certain people. You cannot deceive the universe because you know that you're still searching. If you know that you're still searching, the universe also knows that you're still searching. You're still in the same state. You're not better than the person saying, I'm single and searching. Both of you are in the same fold. Ask yourself, if I had the perfect spouse, perfect man, perfect guy in my life now, what would the feeling be like? Would I feel secure? Right now, probably you're feeling insecure because you're single. That is the state of lack. That's a low frequency vibe. What would the feeling be like? So let's name them. Type some of them in the comments. What would it feel like if you were with that special person in your life? What is the feeling? The feeling. Comfort is one of them. Joy is one of them. Security is one of them. You'll feel loved, fulfilled. You'll feel happy all the time. Also, there are some levels to this depending on the kind of person you are and what you want in your life. You know yourself and you know what you're looking for. Type them in the comments. Those feelings are what I want you to embody in the present moment. Because remember, there's only the present moment. There's only now. It's not about tomorrow and yesterday. It's what you're doing now that matters. So become the person that you want to see. Become the change and the state that you want to inhabit tomorrow. Bring it from tomorrow and occupy it now. That is the ultimate idea. And this is how you become very, very magnetic. And I'm going to share with you the easiest way to do it. Start practicing all of those emotions you typed in the comments on yourself. Practice feeling joy. Now, practice feeling loved. If you want someone to love you, if you want someone to prioritize you in their life, all those things that you wrote down in your lists, practice it on yourself first. Because due to the fact that you haven't experienced it in your life, you're separate from it. You may not even know exactly what it is until you practice loving yourself. Being comfortable with yourself, being okay with yourself, and all those states that you typed in the comments, until you practice it with yourself and be comfortable with being that way on yourself without needing someone else to fulfill you. You might not recognize it when you see it in a person outside. The universe might just give you the opportunity to meet your potential spouse and you don't see them. You don't even notice them. If you don't know what love is, for instance, someone might show you love and you don't recognize it. If you don't truly practice what comfort is, which is one of the emotions that someone in love feels, because when the brain releases dopamine and oxytocin, it gives you comfort. But if you're always living in stress, survival, chasing something, you're always too busy, your body is stressed, your heartbeat is always fast, you don't have peace of mind. And if you don't have peace of mind, you don't feel love, you don't feel peace, you don't feel bliss, you don't feel those emotions. Those emotions are alien to you. You are not on the frequency to see someone who is on that frequency. They could always be around you, but because you're not on that frequency, you don't see them. It is very possible, listen, that the person you're looking for has always been around you. But because you're not on that frequency to notice them, to see them, you can't see them. And this could be why you're still single. So be the prize that you want to win. Become that person first. Let it be your dominant frequency so that the quantum field will begin to mirror the same thing back in your life. That is how it works. If you don't do this and you're depending on someone outside of you to give you joy, to give you comfort, to give you peace of mind, that does not happen. If it happens, it is faked. That's why so many people have had breaks in relationships, especially the ladies. Guys break your heart a lot because you depend on them too much. They'll do what they have to do because they want you. Most girls are so fickle. Anything flashy, they fall for it. Well, when they get tired, because eventually you're going to get tired of reliability. When they get tired, you start to cry. You were not like this before. You have changed. Even you don't like liability. Nobody likes liability. So that's not the frequency. You're leaking lack into the field. And that is the reason why somebody with lack will always find you. Take yourself out if you're a girl. Buy things for yourself. You don't want to cultivate the idea of dependence. Because when you become dependent and it's a habit, it becomes an addiction, you become useless. When someone doesn't do it, you don't exist. And because you cannot reject, you build your life on expecting people to do things for you. Take yourself out. Buy things for yourself. Be independent, not in an arrogant way, but you're building that energy to become a match to someone who will continue to do the same thing for you, will continue where you stopped. If you're depending on your outside world, on someone to make you happy, you will be unhappy the rest of your life. But if you make yourself happy first, that's a high frequency. You are now a match for a guy, that's if you're a girl, to make you happy for the rest of your life. Because that's what you're broadcasting. You're broadcasting joy. You cannot meet someone who is not on that frequency. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's a law. You cannot experience that which you are not first a vibrational match to. Non-negotiable law. If you're a guy, the same thing. Cook for yourself. Wash your clothes. Clean your house. Don't let the reason for you to look for a partner to come and be your housemaid. I'm saying this with love, but this is a fact. Same thing I said for the ladies. Cook for yourself. Don't leak lack energy into the field. If the reason why you want a lady in your life is to cook for you, to wash for you, to clean your house, even if there are other reasons, but this one is the principal reason, it's going to reflect in your relationship. You're going to meet people who will also demand certain things from you because the universe knows how to pay you back. It's a perfect mirror of your frequency. If you're doing this, that means you only feel fulfilled when somebody comes into your life and does these things for you. That's a weakness, dependence. It's not a high frequency energy. Do these things for yourself. Don't let it be the need for you to get into a relationship. If you do these things for yourself, you are on a frequency that will attract women, not even one. Women will begin to have the option to choose from that will do these things for you. Because you are not lacking. Listen, if you are in lack, oh, my house is dirty, I'm too busy, I can't do these things. I'm supposed to get married now, I'm supposed to get a girlfriend, I'm supposed to have somebody to come and do these things for me. Because you're too busy, that is dependence, that is leaking energy. You're saying, I am not complete, I am incomplete, I need somebody to come and feel my incompleteness. You are now playing the game of complete me and I complete you. That's not how it works. You have to first of all be whole. It's a scientific fact that this wholeness attracts to you people who are also whole, that need someone else to share their wholeness with. Because it's much fun when a whole person meets another whole person. You are not two incomplete people that is trying to munch off of each other. You cannot get the person you desire if you're coming from a place of incompleteness. But if you're whole, then you are definitely going to meet someone else who is also whole, and then you can merge your wholeness and become one. And that is going to be a fantastic life. Does this make sense? In the next video, I'm going to talk about this more. I'm going to share more principles on how to remain in that state of becoming the prize of what you're looking for now. That reward be the destination. In other words, you stop searching. In other words, when you say, I'm not searching, you truly mean it. It's not saying I'm not searching, but you're busy pointing out faults in people in your mind, even if it's in your mind. When you mean I'm not searching, you truly mean you're not searching. How to stay in that joy of feeling that you're already happily married or you're already with that wonderful special person of your dreams. How to stay and sustain that state in order for that person to show up in your life effortlessly. If you do it well, which you can, it definitely works. It cannot not work because it is science. The non-physical steady frequency is what creates solid physical matter. In this case, if you stay in that high frequency state of already having that special person in your life, thinking like that person, being that person, feeling like that person, acting like that person on a continuous basis, and it becomes your steady frequency that you're broadcasting into the field, it is practically impossible for you not to meet that person in your life. Your frequency is going to select the exact match of that dream special person and manifest him or her in your physical world. That is how it is. So let me recap. Your frequency or your state of being or your personality is what creates your outer world or your personal reality or your physical life. So for relationships, if you want that special person to appear in your life, you must become that special person yourself. Feel the state of that person already being in your life. Think the thoughts you would think as that person already being in your life, and behave as if that person is already in your life. Consistently, let it become your dominant way of living. The person will show up in your life. I'll talk to you in the next one.